just the right opportunity you need, my gorgeous Sagittarius, at this stage of your life. It's about to happen for you. The right opportunity that you needed so much for such a long time. You need to specifically pay attention to the stage and the period in between the 16th and the 27th of December 2022, because this is exactly when you are going to be presented with this particular opportunity. This particular opportunity that you are going to have, it's not only going to be such a remarkable moment in time for you, because you are in itself going to feel so optimistic and you're going to feel so excited almost immediately. But it's not only about that. It's about the fact that you've been prepared for this moment in time for such a long time. And this in itself, it's not only going to make you feel so much happier, but it's also bringing the right balance into your life, because after that moment in time, there is so much that is actually going to start changing in your life, especially when it comes to those things that have been so slow, and those things that, you know, that have been like basically slowed down within the last 2 or 3 years, and they have affected you in a big way indeed. Okay, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Sagittarius, and it's for December 2022. My gorgeous Sagittarius, when it comes to the actual numerology, your number is number 112. Number 112 means that you are going to be so inspired with that particular opportunity that I said, that this is literally going to change your life. But at the same time, it also means that, you know, over the last 8 to 9 months, you felt extremely uncomfortable with a certain aspects of your life, because you became aware of exactly what is holding you down, what is preventing you to move on, what is like really making you feel maybe just like a little bit negative. And this happens when we become aware of the certain aspects of our life that they came to an end, but then we just have to get on until something else happens, because, you know, like, it's about us being responsible when it comes to our lives, of course, because you can't just, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do this immediately. No baby, no. We have to take a considerable amount of time, which is going to help us to learn along the way what we need to learn. We have to give a chance to our own spirit when it comes to our soul purpose. But at the same time, you know, we have responsibility in lives that are preventing us sometimes to just like kind of do something that we want to do at that moment in time, especially when it comes to like starting something big, doing something big, or like changing our lives like in a really big way. Do you know what I mean? This is important, and I want to say to you that this is like, when it comes to numerology and 112, you know, it's not only that you have been prepared for this opportunity for such a long time, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you will know at that moment in time what I mean, but it's also a lot of like kind of negativity that was caused in your life, because you were waiting for something like this. You were waiting for this type of opportunity, but it's just like, and this wait also made you like a very kind of like you have been put in the certain box, for example, and you weren't able to express yourself, and that means that there are little undertones of unhappiness that you felt. And this happens when we feel that we want to do so much, and this is what had happened over the last like 9 months. For example, you felt like you want to do so much, you want to express yourself in so many different ways, but you also at the same time you felt like your hands were tied at the back, and that has put you in some kind of like a powerless position. So, you know, you've just felt so powerless about certain aspects of your life, and that means that over the last 9 months you were thinking a lot about, you know, you're impressed by quite a few people, you were inspired by quite a few people, you were inspired by quite a few different things that you came across, and just the problem is that that inspiration would just like kind of like fade away really quickly and really soon, you see. And so on one hand, when you you kind of felt inspired by other people, you know, on one hand that will make you feel really good within the first few minutes, but then very soon, very shortly after, it just kind of like fades away, because you know, there are like so many things that you are facing at that moment in time to just like kind of weigh on to this, but in compared to these things, you know, it's just like kind of like basically it's just like things that take your attention, and things that affect you, and then put you like slightly off your own particular path. But this also happens when we just have to give a little time to ourselves, because believe me or not, my gorgeous Sagittarini, listen to me very carefully, okay? You have learned something so specific over the last 9 months. You have learned something so important, and I need you to establish what this is. I need you to recognize what this is, because when it comes to that actual moment when you are presented with this opportunity that is going to be remarkable, at that moment in time you're going to realize, and it's going to be on your mind exactly what you've actually learned, and you are going to become aware of the fact that you are going to make one of the wisest choices of your life. This is going to be really wise choice that you're going to make, but at the same time it's not going to seem as strong, as powerful as it is going to become by the actual April and May 2023. My gorgeous Sagittarini, by the time you get to April and May 2023, listen to me very carefully, you are going to have an absolutely mind-blowing situation, and this mind-blowing situation is just basically gonna make you realize how much your life actually changed, and how much you actually realized so far, and how much you've actually learned so far, and what you're also going to realize exactly how many aspects of your life are actually going to change, because by that moment in time, by April and May 2023, April and May 2023, my gorgeous Sagittarini, by that moment in time there is some kind of a mind-blowing plan that you're gonna come up, and that plan is gonna be completely different to the plan that you would actually have right now, but you need to give it a time, and you need to understand it's going to happen one step at a time, and it's all going to happen after that opportunity that I've said to you, that is almost immediately going to bring a relevant balance into your life. When you take that opportunity on, you will know what am I talking about. You will see what I mean. And this in itself, it's going to reflect on you suddenly also like finding yourself throughout the actual December being extremely spiritual, and you will want to like kind of like really go deeper within your journey. So like it depends what rocks your boat, you know, it depends what kind of gets you moving, it depends what gets you going, my gorgeous Sagittarini, especially when it comes to you feeling spiritual. So do not be surprised if now you suddenly have like, oh, I want to like kind of visit this spiritual group, I want to like kind of connect with these particular people, they think like me, or I want to do a bit of like a ritual, you know, like, and I want to buy more candles type of thing, maybe I need to get more crystals. Do you know what I mean, my gorgeous Sagittarini? You're gonna have a lot of moments like, oh my god, and you're gonna wonder like where this is actually coming from. So this is about the balance that I'm talking about, that this is actually going to bring into your life. You see what I mean? It's going to reflect on so many other things, and you're also going to find yourself like throughout December like asking yourself and questioning yourself like why you're not doing like what you want to do. But this, when I say why you're not doing what you want to do, this is also in terms of like you are kind of taking care of yourself, maybe taking like a certain activities, maybe going to run if you can possibly run, maybe doing some kind of a sport, maybe you wanted to paint a little bit, maybe you wanted to draw a little bit, you know, it really depends. But it is going to be a lot how down on those lines, like you kind of opening yourself up, like not only at the end of like December, I'm talking about from the beginning of December onwards, because I have to say, and this I can see very specifically, that from the 1st of December you are going to feel different. You will be able to feel different energy, you will able to feel a different vibration, and this is also a lot to do, my gorgeous Sagittarini, because it's your time. So when it's your time, it's at around the time when you were born, so this is when you are really powerful. And this also means that you have got like this excess energy, and this excess energy is really important because it makes you, it kind of top things up for you at the time when you're dealing with certain aspects of your life that would normally put you off, but now you're gonna feel ridiculously and extremely brave, my gorgeous Sagittarini, as well. And that in itself, it's telling me, because you will be able to tell the vibration is completely different, you know, from the beginning of December, and you're gonna like it because it's your time. You know, it's at around the time when you were born, so this is absolutely nothing unusual. But then on another hand, you know, it's like all about you as healing and ascending onto the next level of your life. And naturally, you are going to be dealing with some kind of a family problem at around the mid-December as well. There's an important family problem that you're going to need to deal with. And it's just some kind of issue that you need to be really kind of like as straight as possible. You need to put your foot down, but there is something that is really bothering you. There is something that is scaring you, but you have to be honest. And this family issue is like more important right now than ever, because here, when it comes to that family problem and family issue, you are indeed playing a really specific role. This can only come from you, and this is not from any other member of the family or anything like that. This can only come from you. Okay, so this is really important for you to understand the actual impact of this, and what this energy and vibration it's actually going to do also. It's beautifully going to open you up. So what does that mean? It means that what I said before, it's like you are just going to have this additional amount of a really positive energy, which is also like kind of going to make you feel extremely brave when it comes to you feeling still a little bit, oh my God, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. Just before that family problem and family matter and family issue comes up, you are really kind of going to have a message about it 2 or 3 days earlier, and this message is really going to open your eyes, and it is going to be like some kind of urgency that you're going to feel. This is nothing that happened for the first time, and it's connected to the people that normally kind of, not that you have a problems with, but normally there's certain issues that arise. So normally this is not going to completely surprise you when you hear this, but at the same time, what is actually going to surprise you, how adamant you're actually going to feel, how keen you're going to feel. And now this is the sharpness that I'm talking about. This is absolutely brilliant, my gorgeous Sagittarini, indeed. And there is also like someone very close to you, like, oh my God, the people in your life are going to be playing an important role this month again. This is nothing unusual. There is someone really close to you going to this month, when it comes to the actual 19th and 20th of December especially, they're going to give you a very interesting idea. One specific person is going to give you a very interesting idea, and that idea that you're going to hear from somebody who's very close to you, like a family member or greatest friend ever, that idea that you're going to hear from them, first of all, you're going to find absolutely ridiculous. Okay, you're going to find this idea absolutely ridiculous, but there is something at that moment in time that is also going to make you think like, you know what, no way. And then 2 or 3 days later, you're going to realize this idea, how important this idea is. The more it's going to start growing on you and growing on you and growing on you more and more and more. Look at this, my gorgeous Sagittarini, for example. Where are my oracle cards? You look at this, for example. When it comes to that idea, when it comes to that idea, and I can't find my oracle here. Oh, there you go. You see, it was meant to be, baby. So you see, when it comes to that idea, my gorgeous Sagittarini, when it comes to that idea, let's just take this oracle card out. Oh my Lord, you see, this is just going to be the moment of inspiration. And that moment of inspiration, it's also at the same time going to bring so much positivity and optimism and love into your life. It's going to rejuvenate you. It's going to make you feel alive again. But it's also going to make you feel like you are falling in life again through this. Okay, so this is gonna be really, really big indeed. And also at around the 17th of December, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you are going to have a very unusual sign. At around the 17th of December, you are going to have a very unusual sign, and the sign that you are going to have, it's gonna come through such an interesting, unusual, bizarre, and very strange. It's gonna come up in a very strange way through the actual synchronicity, but it's gonna be very unusual unusual. Something is going to be very unusual, because at that moment in time when you have that sign, there's going to be like oh my god, like extra informations around, like very specific, like it's really to do with your personal situation, but it's going to come through the power of synchronicity, which means that you could just turn the radio on and then suddenly you hear these songs. Do you know what I mean? It happens like all the time. You can turn the radio on and you can suddenly hear these songs and words, something that was on your mind, and it completely matches your particular personal situation. You know, something is going to be so mind-blowing at around the time when you have this sign. And this sign that you are going to have, it's like it's going to be very unique, and you will understand through that sign. It's going to be like a sign. At the same time, it's going to be like a psychic moment. You will know that sign. It's going to make you aware of some very kind of important prospects coming into your life, and you should not ignore these prospects. Listen to me very carefully. You should not ignore these prospects. These prospects, there is something about them that it's actually going to put you off. I know this, I can tell this, but you must not ignore these prospects. You need to take this on, because this will have a few different stages when it comes to your life and when it comes to your development. So at this stage you're still not understanding it, what this is, but then there is a very strong connection that you're gonna feel. You will not be able to explain this, and this is your subconscious mind trying to make you aware, your spirit guide trying to make you aware, your guardian angel trying to make you aware to pay attention to these bright prospects. So at the same time, when you become aware of that unusual sign, it's also a very unusual and strange sign. It's also going to be just as important to pay attention to what was on your mind at that moment in time, because on one hand you have to release the blockage, but also you need to take on these important prospects, you know, that I'm talking about, you know. And I'm telling you that something is going to be putting you off, because you're going to think like, oh, I'm going to have too much to do, it's not the right time. No, baby, no. Okay, don't think like that. Do not think negatively, because otherwise this negativity is going to manifest into real challenges later on. But what you need to understand, that this is going to bring you these prospects that I'm talking about are going to bring you recognition. You're gonna be recognized for whatever you do, whatever you're trying to achieve, okay? But at the same time, you know, you're also going to recognize something very special and very specific about yourself when you take these prospects on. So there is like quite a few bits and pieces that you're gonna need to learn. There are quite a few different bits and pieces that you're gonna need to find out about. There are a few different bits and pieces that you're gonna need to kind of like read about. But most importantly, you must not let that to put you off. And I cannot absolutely, my God, stress enough how important this actually is. You know why this is so important? Because sometimes we just have to work that a little bit extra. Why? Because it's life. The life is one big challenge. It is not all meant to be beautiful and gorgeous and perfect and easy. No, baby, no. We are the ones that are creating our own destiny, and we are the ones who are living our own path. No one else can live this for us. And what does that mean? It means that we are living a very spiritual and unique experience, and we understand things in our own way. So if you understand things in your own way, why would you be listening to someone else what you should be doing in your life? Why would you be listening to someone else what decision you should be making? Why would you be listening to someone else what you should be working and things like that? You know what I mean? Even if you feel like, oh yeah, I want to just like kind of jumping out of the planes with a parachute for living, do you know what I mean? Even if you want to do that, fantastic. I've got a friend who's about to do this, by the way. I think it just came to me like this. But it's just like, even if you want to do that for living, for example, do you know what I mean? It's like, and everybody say you are crazy, you are crazy. I'm just taking an example. You know, it just doesn't really matter. So it's all along those lines. You're recognizing that this is something that is actually going to be really important and really unique to you, and it is going to bring you amazing victory into your life in so many different ways. It's to do with your sacred gift being highlighted. And also, my gorgeous Sagittarini, what I was going to say, it's a justice. Like this is so good, because you've been waiting for this moment in justice for an absolute, you know, for absolute ages. You've been waiting for this justice for such a long time. It's like absolutely crazy. So it's either to do with a justice, like, you know, like a proper legal justice, like you're waiting for some kind of court case, you know, or it's either you're waiting for someone to make a rather important decision when it comes to your life, and when it comes to someone else important to you in your life. But I can tell you that, you know, at around the 11th of December, and again at around the 21st of December, you know, you are going to hear about this justice, and you're going to feel so happy. This message and information that you are going to have, it's going to put a massive smile on your face, and it's most importantly also kind of going to make you aware of some kind of lesson, like a big, massive, big mama lesson that you've learned over the last few years through this. But most importantly, you will know that you are going to have a reason to celebrate, you know, like a big time, because it's all about a conclusion, and you feeling like, oh, thank God, you know, you're gonna have a reason to celebrate. You're gonna feel so happy. You will want to connect and reconnect with the people in your life. You will feel the happiness you haven't felt in an absolutely long time. But at the same time, you had so many sleepless nights when it comes to this moment of justice. You were worrying about it so much. It drained your energy in every possible way. This is how it made you feel. You know, like you were like depressed for such a long time, and I can see you having sleepless nights and things like that. So I know how much was this actually affecting you. And now, my gorgeous Sagittarini, I'm just going to say also, when it comes to nutrition, what you should have. When it comes to your nutrition, I highly recommend you to get a natural vitamin D3 supplement, which is going to boost your immune system, but it's at the same time going to make your bones really healthy. And that in itself means that on one hand you're going to need something to boost your immune system, but then on another hand you're also going to need something to protect your sensitive bones. And you know that these are my vitamins by now. You know, I created my own vitamin line, vitamin range, because it was very difficult to find like a proper vitamins without any chemicals and nasty vile ingredients. So these are all made with exceptional quality ingredients, and they're absolutely without any additives or whatsoever, and they're suitable for vegetarians and vegans. Even if you're every day in the sun, I still recommend you to take a natural vitamin D3, my gorgeous Sagittarini, alongside the actual zinc picolinate, highly absorbable form of zinc, which is also going to work in such a superb way with the actual natural vitamin D3. And another thing I was going to recommend you, what everybody should be taking, would be organic chlorella. And organic chlorella, it's absolutely mind-blowing, especially when it comes to detoxifying out our bodies from all the metals. And we've got metals in the air, in the ground, in the soil, in the plants. Dangerous metals are everywhere, believe me or not. So that's why we just have to take things like organic chlorella, which is going to help us to detoxify these metals. And it's brilliant when it comes to omega-3 essential fatty acids, because it's gonna like be fantastic for your brain, but it's also extremely rich in protein. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor. You just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. And if you would like to buy my vitamins, which are for a superb quality, of course, then the link to buy this is in the description below. Or you can simply go on Google and just type in Sasha Bonasin vitamins, and you will see my page coming up that way as well. So now I'm just going to see which dates to pay attention to. But before I go there, did you really thought that I'm going to forget? Did you really thought, my gorgeous Sagittarini, that I'm actually going to forget? Be honest, be honest, be honest. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, bam 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 bam. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Did you think that I'm going to forget? Happy birthday, my gorgeous Sagittarini. I wish you all the best, the best, the best. So don't forget that your energy is going to be really kind of powerful throughout this month indeed. So now when it comes to the first date is going to be the 3rd of December. The 3rd of December, you are going to find yourself like contemplating and contemplating and contemplating. But it's worth to mention to also pay attention to exactly what is going to be happening on the 1st and the 2nd of December. So by the time you get to the 3rd of December, it's going to be like a big mama moment, because you're going to find yourself like contemplating, and then you will not know what to do. And then suddenly this person is going to be on your mind. A male particular person, certain male particular person is going to come to your mind out of the blue, again through the power of a bit of a synchronicity here. And through that particular person who is going to come to your mind, someone who you normally look up to, somebody who's rather spiritual, but somebody who's like extremely open-minded, and somebody who's like rather successful with quite a few different things, you know, when it comes to their life. That person is going to be on your mind, and through that person you're going to understand something, and you're going to realize something, and you are going to get like a slightly different picture. It's almost as if you're going to think like, what would he do? What would he do? And then suddenly through that person you are going to get like a different picture. Do you know what I mean? You will be able to see the situation that you're thinking about from a completely different angle, from a completely different perspective. You're going to gain a different perspective through someone else, and this is brilliant. And you will know that you've got nothing to be afraid. You will know that you've got nothing to worry about, because this is going to make you extremely like, yeah baby, let's go for it, let's go for it. You're going to feel really brave by the time you get to the 7th and 8th on December already. You're going to feel extremely brave, because by the 7th and 8th of December, the additional things that you're going to find out, that you're going to become aware of what you want when it comes to your future, and that in itself is going to make you very much so even more keen and more eager to go for it. You are already starting like a quite interesting process of the actual manifestation here indeed. Okay, the second important date is going to be on the 16th of the actual December. But before I go there, I would absolutely highly suggest you something like this. The part of my, this is the bit of a light here that I'm seeing, and it's doing my OCD. Okay, naughty light. Naughty light. Sorry. So this is my brand new part of my brand new line. I mean, look at this gorgeous ruby fuchsia. Look at this absolutely gorgeous, like a pastel colors. It's so unique, it's so beautiful, and it's also like pretty much so for the like basically it's a lot to do with our transformation. It's a lot to do for like kind of for love and positive growth, but also it's a brilliant when it comes to like a balance to bring on one hand a strength, you know, into our lives, but then again it's also a lot to do with self-love. Okay, so this is encouraging us to love ourselves, you know, because if we don't love ourselves, we can't love anybody else. We have to start from ourselves. By us loving ourselves, we are also appreciating ourselves, and we are sending vibration and energy towards other people, and they do exactly the same thing. If you don't love yourself, if you don't appreciate yourself, then other people are not going to love you, and other people are not going to appreciate you as much as they should. You see what I mean? And this really helps you to kind of reconnect with yourself, and it promotes this self-love, my gorgeous Sagittarius. Sagittarius. So this is something that I would highly really recommend you, and it also brings you such a nice healing and peace into your life as well. Okay, so it's called Ruby Fauchet, and the link to buy this is in the description below. This comes with a sterling silver chain, and I highly recommend you to buy this. So the link is going to be in the description below. So the second important date, it's going to be on the 16th of December. It's like, you know what I mean? On the 16th of December, it's like all about you, like pretty much so having a very strong connection with things. You know, you're going to be thinking, just like, you're not going to be able to explain where this is again coming from, but you're going to be thinking about certain aspects of your life, like from a long time ago, and a certain aspects in, and this is what you, this is actually more important than you can imagine. I know it sounds like so boring, but on the 16th of December, you are going to be thinking about the certain aspects like from a long time, absolute ages. It's like to do with the childhood, or it's going as far as the childhood, and you will not be able to understand where all this is coming from. And there's certain aspects about your childhood that you're going to think, and you're going to wonder, like, why am I thinking about it right now? And this is so important for you to understand, because over the stage and the period in between the 16th, 17th, 18th and 19th of December, you know, this is also going to answer your question. It's about to bring you an important insight when it comes to you, like really kind of understanding what you want to do in your life, how you want to do things in your life, what do you want to do in the near future. There's so much that is going to be on your mind, but most importantly, that insight that you are going to have through your past, it's actually, believe me or not, going to make you aware of, on one hand, now it's time to turn your goals into reality, but it's also going to make you aware of how exactly to do this. Okay, so you will know by having an insight through your, you know, like through your past, for example, you know, and things like that, through your childhood, you know, you will kind of have an insight, a relevant insight, exactly how, because you're going to be reminded of something that you forgot about, and what you forgot about is going to make you feel brave, and it's going to remind you of something that you used to do, that you weren't worried or you weren't scared, and that in itself, it's really going to kind of double up on all those spirituality and all those like feelings of intention that you are so strongly and passionately going to feel and have. So this is all going to lead towards you knowing exactly how to turn your goals into reality. But even more so, it's about this inspiration, it's about the passion that you're going to feel almost instantly. Your spirit is going to be rising, and that is going to be absolutely impossible to ignore indeed. And the third important date, my gorgeous Sagittarini, it's going to be on the 31st of December. So now what I want to, just one second, my gorgeous Sagittarius. Just 1 second, I forgot something. Just 1 second. Sorry, Sagittarius. Sagittarini, I have, sorry, I could hear Coco, but God knows what I heard. I thought I can hear Coco mowing, but he's not. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Sagittarini, sorry! The third date that I would like to talk to you about is actually going to be on the 31st of December, 2022. And before I go there, I highly recommend you, like, look how gorgeous this is. I can't explain you. I can't, look at this. Can you see how gorgeous? It's purple moss agate. You see, it's called purple moss agate. Absolutely beautiful. They're as tough as anything. but at the same time it's like almost like as if you can't see through, but it looks like a glass, you know. The pattern is gorgeous, it feels really beautiful in your hand, but also at the same time the color is so unique and it's so beautiful. But also, even more importantly, purple moss agate is going to bring you wisdom, power, healing and peace into your life. And it's an absolutely mind-blowing crystal, especially to help you with recovery from emotional trauma and things like that, because it invoke like things like health and wellness, but at the same time it's absolutely brilliant for the body, mind and spirit as well. This gorgeous purple moss agate I highly recommend you to wear, and this comes with a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this also is in the description below. The 31st of December, you know that you are gonna need to, like, I can see that you're gonna really there is a very good news that you're gonna have about your finances and financial situation. I do see that you are gonna get hold of some kind of extra money here. I'm not saying that you need the money, but I'm just saying that you're gonna realize on the 31st something really important about your financial situation. That's the bottom line, and this is brilliant. And at the same time, you know, on one hand someone is going to need your help on the 31st of December. Did I say October? The 31st of December, someone is really going to need your help. You need to understand this, and it's almost like you're having a bit of like a spiritual little test here. If you help this person a little bit financially, this is going to get back to you most certainly. And I'm talking about not someone like who you see outside, but I'm talking about someone in your life that you're going to become aware of. But at the same time, when it comes to you becoming aware of your financial situation, becoming very solid on the 31st of December, well, you need to understand that in itself, you need to kind of make a decision here. Okay, so whether you become aware of this, about this money or not, you're still going to really need to make an important decision, my gorgeous Sagittarini, on the 31st of October. You're going to need to really see what do you have to do next, and you don't need to start anything, but just to make a decision when it comes to your development. This in itself, it's an important time for you to also understand that you have to accept that something is just not going to work out, something that you worked on, something that you were hoping to happen, something that you wanted to happen, but very slowly and surely over the last 6 months in particular, this particular thing in your life was just draining your energy and nothing else. So you have to accept this, like this is not going to work out. So the sooner you accept this, the sooner you're going to be able to move on. The sooner you accept this, the sooner the new door are going to open. The sooner you accept this, the sooner your transformation is actually going to start. And what else I want you to understand, my gorgeous Sagittarini, that this is actually going to be really connected with you coming out of your cage. Please don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you were in your cage, don't get me wrong, but you will see and you will understand pretty well at that moment in time how much was this actually bothering you and making you feel really depressed and making you feel really negative. Okay, so this is really in itself rather important indeed, because you are going to release yourself, but most importantly you will see that almost like, I'm not saying that you had problems with people, please don't get me wrong, but maybe you've lost the connection with certain people, you know, and maybe you haven't maybe you haven't been around people like you should have been, people who mean to you the most, because that naturally is going to kind of like really make you think like, oh, I want to just connect with him, connect with her, reconnect with him, reconnect with her. So this is indeed an important stage where you are coming back home to yourself indeed. So now, my gorgeous Sagittarini, I'm just going to basically see what is going to happen in the first part of, just briefly, first part of December, mid and the last part of December. So in the first part of December, you are going through your own transition, you are going through your own change. So do not be surprised when you just start feeling so kind of bored with certain things in your life. what you've become bored of in the first part of December, just say bye, darling. Just like look for other things, you know what I mean? What you become bored of, what you realize, what you're gonna realize when you become bored of, you know, what you became bored of in your life, what you're gonna realize, this means that came to an end. That is gonna need a bit of an alteration from you in order to start the process of change. The mid part of December, it's like, oh, you know how you're gonna feel like you haven't felt in an absolute ages, and this is because you are releasing yourself from the actual bondage that you found yourself in for such a long time. But you're also gonna start to begin to understand like something so special about yourself, and something so special about life in general, and you're gonna go well deep and well deep and well deep, and this in itself means that you're slowly but surely reaching towards enlightenment. The last part of December is indeed going to bring you like a very much so, it's brilliant because it's all about this fantastic conclusion that you are going to have after you realize that you are approaching the end of an absolutely such a long problem, you know, and that in itself is going to really kind of really help you to come up with a certain conclusion. And this conclusion is so brilliant, and it's so important, and it's also literally going to change your life in such a way where after that moment in time you are really going to start appreciating yourself a bit more. I'm not saying that you didn't, but also you are going to be thinking about the quality of life, how you can make the quality of life much more kind of you know, much more powerful, if I can say like that. So now, my gorgeous Sagittarini, like basically for those of you who are in relationship, you know, there is such a beautiful message that you are just let me do this. Yeah, please, 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 please. Raise your vibration, raise your vibration, raise your vibration. I know I already sang happy birthday, but please, please, please raise your vibration now. Sagittarini, Sagittarini, Sagittari, Sagittari, Sagittarini, 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 Sagittari, Sagittari, Sagitterini, 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 Sagittari, Sagittari, Sagitterini, pam 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 param pam 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 parara pam para pam pa 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 pararam pam 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 param pam pararam 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 pa 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 pararam pam 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 param pam 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 para pam para pam pa 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 pararam. I love you, my gorgeous Sagittarini. That's a little song for you to raise your energy, raise your vibration. So now when it comes to those of you in relationship, you know, your partner is going to surprise you. Your partner is going to give you a very, very special message. They're gonna tell you something. They're gonna give you this very special message, and I'm telling you on purpose that they're gonna give you this message instead of telling you, because at that moment in time you are gonna feel so excited, you're gonna feel so happy. That message is not gonna be just a message, but it's more like a gift that it's actually going to happen at the same time. You've been waiting for this for absolute ages, and after you get this message from your partner, what your partner is going to tell you, you're gonna feel so happy, because you know you've been waiting for this, and almost like you've been waiting for your partner to tell you this, to tell you it's okay to do something, you know. And that in itself, it's really gonna make you feel so happy about yourself, because I can see you and your partner basically are gonna going to come up with such a mind-blowing plan by the end of December. And this mind-blowing plan that you're going to come up with your partner is like a really gonna lead towards probably one of the biggest changes of your lives. And you will see what I mean. It's going to lead towards one of the biggest changes of your life, because it's going to require from you to do an absolutely giant step. And this in itself, it's all going to be super evident, like especially at around May and June 2023. This is when there is so much that is going to start changing in your life because of this. So this is going to be a brilliant month indeed. And for those of you who are single and ready to, hello my darling, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you know, for those of you who are single, you know when it's going to be the key moment. At around the 14th of December, you're going to make such a powerful decision. At around the 14th of December, you're going to make a mind-blowing decision. And this decision that you're going to make, and the reason why I call it mind-blowing, it's about you returning to the certain stage of your life where you really enjoyed yourself, but you thought that you moved on. No, baby, no. So it's you kind of returning to the certain stage of your life, but at the same time, you're starting something new. You're starting something different because you changed so much along the way. So at around the 14th of December, you are going to be thinking about the specific thing, where you're going to go to, what you're going to do. It's almost like to do with a new project in your life, but this means really personal to you. It's to do it on a personal level, but it's also to do with you returning somewhere and starting to go somewhere again where you haven't been going before. And that in itself is about to bring you someone very, very special into your life. Very slowly but surely, within the last 7 days of December, this person is already going to make themselves known indeed. And even if they don't make themselves known within the last 7 days of December, it doesn't really matter if they make themselves known or not. But you will know that specific project that I was talking about at around the 14th of December is going to answer your question, and you will know exactly through which pathways you are going to meet this special person. Because if you don't meet them like by the end of December, it is also the January. It's going to be like a big mama. The January is actually going to be the time when this is going to happen. But don't worry, it's all going to happen when it's meant to happen indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Sagittarini, thank you so much for watching my videos. Okay, I wish you a happy birthday again to every single one of you. Mwah. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. I love you. Bye.